Got 3 there, 3rd and 7. It's Eli again, and hello.
Got with the pitch, cutting it back inside, and he is hammered. Slides off one tackle, off another one, but turn on his feet. Touchdown.
About the 13.
21-6, the final score of Woodbury's triumph over Glassboro to capture last year's South Jersey Group 1 championship.
I imagine he's going to try to play us just like he did last year. They did a very good job against us. They played very well. They controlled the tempo of the game. They controlled the game, and they got 3 scores, and we got 1.
With revenge on its mind and an undefeated 8-0 record, Glassboro is prepared for another battle.
This week is going to be a war. It doesn't matter who we beat last week. It doesn't matter who we beat all season long. It's Woodbury against Glassboro, and we're going to put all our players on the field, and whatever happens, happens.
Comcast Channel 43 presents the NJSIAA South Jersey Group 1 semifinal game. Today, from Slomsky Field at Glassboro High School, the Thundering Herd from Woodbury visit the Bulldogs of Glassboro High School. Hi again, everybody. Mike Linder along with Sean Leary here at Glassboro for what could prove to be an unbelievably entertaining game today. It is the immovable object against the irresistible force. Today, the force comes in, Glassboro High School having scored 403 points this season, but on the other side, the Thundering Herd, one of the top defensive clubs in all of South Jersey, having allowed but 30 points. Some outstanding coaches here today, of course. Bob Cleary on the Glassboro side in his 14th season this year, and next his 100th victory. In fact, comes in here today looking for number 103. On the other side, it's pretty tough to get much better than Jim Boyd's record in his 10th year, having already won 71 games. Woodbury, the defending champs of South Jersey in Group 1, having defeated Glassboro a season ago. The Bulldogs will be looking for revenge today. Woodbury looking to keep their title at Woodbury High School. Kickoff coming up right after these messages. Mike Linder with Sean Leary getting ready for the kickoff here in the Group 1 semifinal game. You know, interestingly, big crowd expected here today, Sean. A lot of people said this is the premier game in all of South Jersey.
Yeah, there was a line of about 100 people as we were setting up for this game, which should be an outstanding game. You have the offense of Glassboro, the Woodbury defense. It's very stingy. Expect a good one.
Turns Holmes with the kickoff, taken by Butter Lewis at the goal line. Lewis tries to get up the right side, and he'll find himself close to the 20. Let's mark the ball. First offensive series from the 19-yard line for the Thundering Herd.
Interesting strategy by Bob Cleary, deferring the kickoff to the second half, put his defense out on the field first, and I think that's a good decision. He's going to try to establish field position early in the game. Of course, Woodbury's defense is highly touted, but Glassboro also doing a great job this year.
Well, the one thing about the Bulldogs, they have great size, unusual at a Group 1 school. Marcus Money with the first handoff, and there's some of that size that we talk about. The big guy, Ezekiel Jenkins, coming in to make the stop. Jenkins only comes in at 6'1". They list him at 299. I think he may be closer to 320.
Yeah, he is a big individual on that defensive line, and also an outstanding offensive tackle on the other side.
Marcus Money, the quarterback for Woodbury. Butter Lewis and Tim Rivera expected to go. It will be Lewis wearing number 88. And at this point, it will be Council number 21 in the backfield. But this will be quarterback Money, rolling and looking for a toss downfield. Attempts to find his outstanding receiver, Matt Giles. Incomplete, but Giles has good size too.
Yeah, he's a senior, 6'3", 205. Great hands, can go up and get the football. One of the top receivers in the Colonial Conference, and also maybe South Jersey. And of course, on the other side, Butter Lewis, also a very good wide receiver, also with some nice size. He's around 6'2", about 185 pounds. They list him at 205. He's bulked up throughout the year.
Trips to the near side as Money drops. Has to get rid of it quickly. Again, looking for Giles, and he's not going to get it at the first down marker. So it'll be 3 and out for the Thundering Herd on their first offensive sequence of the afternoon. Wind is blowing directly into the face of the Woodbury punter, Tim Rivera, wearing number 20. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be Julian Worley, who's one of the most outstanding, exciting runners in all of South Jersey. And Terrence Holmes, the tremendous sophomore receiver, will be back in twin safeties. Rivera gets it off. It'll be low because of that wind, and the Bulldogs will be well served to just let this one be touched down as it is. Dan Paroma comes down and touches the ball up for the Thundering Herd. So the Bulldogs will start from the Woodbury 38-yard line. Nothing like good field position.
Yeah, nice strategy to start the game, put your defense on the field. Money, has a full year under his belt, but only a year. This is his senior season. He was stuck behind Ryan Kent. They have good field position to start their opening drive.
Sakeem Wright. Biggest surprise probably in all of high school football this year in South Jersey. He'll turn, give the first handoff to Julian Worley, who you will see running the ball frequently today. Big day for Worley. He's approaching not only a possible South Jersey semifinal win, but looking for the big number all backs want.
Yeah, he's looking for 1,000 yards. He needs 61 in this game to eclipse that 1,000-yard mark. Comes into the game with over 2,000 yards. The third career running back for Glassboro with well over 2,000 yards. Of course, Gordy Lockbaum and Sean Redmond are 1 and 2, respectively.
Not a bad duo. Bruce Williams, the fullback, is going to look to get first down yardage. Not going to happen, but he will bring the ball forward to about the 30-yard line. Defensively, they, of course, on the Woodbury side, looking for a great game out of linebacker Vince Allen wearing number 3, and Butter Lewis, the aforementioned offensive running back playing at the inside linebacker position, also wearing number 88. So they come at you with a 4-4. The Bulldogs will counter with that wishbone now, and then let's see who made the move here as jumping across the line of scrimmage, C.J. Maurer, wearing number 73. See if he was pulled. The officiating crew today from the Cape Atlantic League, they do this with the NJSIAA playoff games, and the referee you take a look at is Henry Winberg, a native of Atlantic City, famous name down there at the shore. It will be a first down as a result of the penalty. Maurer apparently not drawn off.
Woodbury looks a little nervous in this game. So far, Money, you see him unleash 2 passes, incomplete. Maurer jumps off sides.
Right. Looks and finds it. Oh, the ball's knocked up in the air, nearly picked off. Let's see if it was finally caught by a player from the Glassboro Bulldogs team. Tariq Wright comes up with the catch. I'm sorry, not Tariq Wright. That's Sakeem throws the football. In any event, it'll be a loss of 5, whether it's an incomplete pass, a fumble, or a completion that is just not run downfield. So it'll be 2nd and 15. Mark the ball just inside the 30-yard line, Woodbury's side of the 50.
It was amazing as he's been all year long. That might be the first for him this year, his first reception as a Glassboro Bulldog.
Wright has thrown for 25 TD passes this year, and more importantly, only 2 interceptions. Looks downfield, going to try and get it all, and just off the fingertips of Terrence Holmes, his favorite receiver, in the end zone.
And you can see what type of back Terrence Holmes is. Wide receiver, he's going to make his move, cuts inside, but a good wide receiver is always looking back at his quarterback, running his pattern, but always looking back, waiting for the pass. That makes him a special wide receiver for this Glassboro Bulldog team.
Who, as a sophomore, is going to look at a lot of potential all-star teams this year, and that's quite an accomplishment for a youngster. So it'll be 3rd and 15 now. Greg Keith, the center, Wayne Reese, Gary Holmes, the guards, Jenkins and Bugard, the tackles, to complete the inside of the offensive line for the Bulldogs. Wide open. Worley finally dragged down by Giles. It will bring the ball close to the first down marker at the original first down marker, now at the 20-yard line. So now it will be 4th down and 5 yards to go. Tough moment here, perhaps, when you're 4th and 5, throw or run. I think I got to look for Wright rolling and possibly running if nobody's open.
Yeah, you got to roll him out, get him out of the pocket, give him the option to run or pass.
Big down for Woodbury, big down for Glassboro here in the early going of this semifinal game. Double fake. Wright looking, steps aside, gets rid of a couple, looking for first down, has that, could get more, finally driven out of bounds. The final tackle by Vince Allen, but he does not stop Shaquem Wright until he gets to about the 7-yard line. Outstanding play, great mobility.
And there you see the athletic ability by Shaquem Wright. Interestingly, he had the outside to the left, chose to go back inside, and that's what good quarterbacks do. They see the entire field. He cuts back upfield to the right, and it was able to pick up the first down, and Woodbury knocking on the door now against this Woodbury defense.
1st and goal from the 7, 7:24 with the clock running left here in the first period. We're scoreless, but Glassboro looking to get into the end zone first. Turn, Lewis. And check that. That is Bruce Williams. Bruce Williams wearing number 33. Williams, 5'8", 180-pound senior. Probably not nearly as well known as the other guys in the backfield, Worley and Wright, nor anywhere near as well known as Holmes. But Williams has had an outstanding season also.
It's interesting what Glassboro's game plan here early in the game, pounding it up the middle, going after C.J. Mara and Kanan Noon, 2 defensive tackles for Woodbury, who are 2 outstanding defensive tackles for this Thundering Herd team.
2nd down from the 3 to the wishbone. They'll turn and give it to Worley, but hey, good interior penetration made at the point of attack by Robert Duffield wearing number 74. He was able to hold Holmes up until the linebackers got there. And now it'll be 3rd and goal, and let's call it at the 2-yard line.
This Woodbury defense is very stingy. They're not going to allow Glassboro just to walk into the end zone. They're going to have to come up. It would be nice to see a little play-action pass here.
4 shutouts in the last 5 games for Woodbury, allowed just 30 points on the season. Wright wants to roll, looks for a receiver, going to try and get to the corner. He's going to make it and in. But we got a penalty flag down, and I think we may have an illegal block. So that touchdown could be called back. We'll wait to see what the official call will be. Nothing more explosive than a quarterback who can pass and or run, and that's what you get from Wright.
They're going to catch Terrence Holmes there. It looks like he might have had a legal block in the back.
Winberg, referee Winberg with the call. Well, they're going to call it a clip. I think you're right. It was an illegal block in the back, but 6 to 1, half a dozen the other, except that clip is going to bring it back, 15 yards from the point of the foul. It will now be 3rd and goal from the 19-yard line.
Well, that's a big penalty there. Glassboro take the opening drive down and score on this stingy Woodbury defense. That would have been very uplifting for this Glassboro Bulldog team.
A lot of running room here to the right side. Let's see if they bring Wright in that direction. Now they'll just step back, look for his big guy. He's going to be open and going to be dragged down. Good tackle made that time by Marcus Money. He was able to make the stop. So now 4th down, and a lot different than they were facing before that penalty. 4th and goal from about the 13-yard line. I still say you got to come to the right side with quarterback Wright.
That seems to be his preference of choice. He likes to roll to the right, of course, with that right-handed passing arm of his. He has that option. He has Holmes split out to the right.
Again, straight back. Now slides a little bit to the right. Escapes a couple. Another penalty flag down. Gets the ball into the end zone, and it is knocked away. Giles back there, dropping all the way from an interior linebacking spot. Marcus Money along with him, but I think we're going to have a hold here.
Yeah, you're going to get a hold on Kevin Evans.
Yeah. What are you going to do here, Coach? You're going to take it, or are you going to take
I think
football?
I think you push him back as far as possible, especially with this win.
Holding.
They're going to
decline. Now they want that football.
It.
I guess with Wright, they figure he's so explosive, don't give him another chance. So Woodbury does make the defensive stance. Fortunately for them, as a result of a couple of yellow hankies coming out on the field, now they'll get their second opportunity with the football. Struggled on that first series, went 3 and out. Scoreless opening quarter. It's at the 5:01 mark. Money taking a look at the 5-man front for the Bulldogs. Big hole. Excellent job done that side that time on the left side, as Terrence Council is able to find running room and gets out to pick up at least 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and there was a nice block by guard Drew Morgan. Opened up that hole.
Ball back.
It's a quick inside trap by Woodbury. Able to gain up a nice chunk of yardage there. It should be 2nd and about 4.
Woodbury looking at a 5-man front. Most season long, they've been looking at 4. This moves the gap for the off-tackle play inside just one bit. Option play, this time turning upfield. Money will get maybe a yard or 2. Going to run that option. They've got to keep the penetration from the defensive line just out of there. And with Pruitt getting a start at defensive end today, great Keith at 1 tackle, along with Ezekiel Jenkins, and Bruce Williams playing at the nose, Kevin Pierce at the other line. This has been a very strong defensive line. That's been able to make penetration all season long.
Yeah, Kevin Pierce comes into the game with 9 sacks. He's a guy you want to look for here.
3rd down. A fumble, first turnover today. It's going to go to Bulldogs' direction. Miscommunication in the backfield, and it appears that Jenkins may have fallen on that football. So the Bulldogs, after being unable to score, will get the ball back again inside the Woodbury 20-yard line.
Yeah, and there's the player, Brian Broughton, the safety. You see the speed factor come in for the Glassboro defense. Coming in on a run blitz, or actually quarterback blitz, expecting the pass. Brian Broughton able to come in, disrupt the handoff, and get a costly turnover on the Woodbury side, and a very well-timed turnover for Glassboro, giving them the ball with the wind now at the 20, it's called the 19-yard line.
Sean, that's that penetration we were talking about. Come now with a slot formation to the right side. Right, gonna waste no time putting the ball in the air. Gets it up again, looks down across the middle, intercepted. Giles turns up the sideline. He's got the fast running back there, able to stop him, Julian Worley. A flag has come back, and I think we may have an illegal block on Woodbury on the return, but it should be Thundering Herd football no matter what.
And it looked like the wind might have had something to do with that, just well over the receiver's head and right into the arms of Giles.
Couple of flags down, and it is going against Woodbury, but I believe it is well after the interception. So a Woodbury turnover followed by a Bulldog turnover. That was uncharacteristic of Wright to get the ball up in the air that high and way beyond his receivers. Mark it off. Let's see where it's going to put him. Half the distance to the goal. A clip, and it will be placed at the 7-yard line. 1st and 10. Up to Marcus Money and Rivera and Lewis now to try to get them out of there. Not much doing that time, just straight ahead football with Council running the football. He may get a yard or 2 at the most, but that is a difficult defensive line and core of linebackers to run against. Sean Michael Cleary playing in the inside linebacking position, wearing number 10. Maybe one of the best defenders in South Jersey.
Yeah, he comes in the game with 79 tackles, which leads this Bulldog team. Very smart player. Knows the game very well, of course, with his father coaching him all these years.
Coming back with a little misdirection play. Not much doing here. Good closing speed again, that time by Worley to make the tackle. This time he's able to stop Rivera. So they will have gotten it out to the 10, but that's about it. And it'll leave them now with a 3rd and 9.
If you're a Woodbury fan, you're wondering why are they busting it inside. There you see why. Glassboro so speedy on the outside that they have to establish the inside game to get that outside game and try to kind of complement what's going on. And that should unleash money as the game goes on also.
Well, you talk about Cleary, his son of the coach, of course, in Glassboro, bringing the team out. Woodbury center, wearing number 66, Dave Boyd, the son of the Woodbury coach. Marcus Money trying to get to the outside, looking downfield. told Giles to go on beyond his defender. Good defensive play made by Kevin Evans to deny Giles an opportunity to get to the football, and now against the wind again. With 2:11 left in the first period, Woodbury will be forced to punt.
You see both defenses doing a good job. Woodbury opening up their first time out there. They bent but didn't break. A couple penalties hurt Glassboro, so both offenses struggling, not getting on track yet.
Rivera to punt deep to Holmes and Worley. Again, way up in the air. Don't tell me the wind is not a factor here today. It will be a net of about, 20 yards, 21 yards as the ball's going to be marked at the Woodbury 30. So this whole first quarter essentially being played in Woodbury territory. And even with the great defense, you wonder how long they can sustain it against the powerful offense of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, well, what Glassboro hasn't seen much of this year, and you've seen it early on, is the big secondary. Marcus Money, who stands back there at about 6'3". Of course, Matt Giles, who made the interception, he's also big in that secondary. So it's something that Sakeem's going to have to adjust to, not just throwing up and letting the speedy receivers go after it.
Straight ahead, Williams has an opportunity. He'll get maybe a yard or two. Williams, with that weight of 180, 185, is a lot more powerful than you would think when you see him, as he comes in at only the 5'8". Credit him with 3, and let's call it 2nd and 7. Clock continues to run here in the opening period, 1:40 and running. You wonder when they're going to unleash Worley, really not holding him back so far from the offensive game plan. Right, brings them into a I formation. Slot receivers to the far side, tight end to the near side. They'll turn and come in that direction, and a big hole this time, but ball may have been lost and then covered by the runner, Kevin Evans, who has the chance to get out there for the first time offensively. He will advance the ball to the Woodbury 25, where it'll be 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
So much has been said about this Glassboro passing game with Holmes, Patterson, and also saw Michael Cleary along with Sakeem Wright. But as we've seen throughout the year with West Effort, a great 3-back offense, this Glassboro team has a great 3-back offense. Evans comes into the game with 8.1 yards per carry. And of course, what Worley's done, and Bruce Williams is a nice fit going on the inside.
Cleary goes in motion, bad toss that time by Wright, and Worley really gets hammered as he covers the football, saves another turnover, but how quickly was Vincent Allen there from the linebacking position?
Well, I'll tell you, he's one of the, I think he's the fastest guy I've seen come off the ball. Middle linebacker with a lot of speed, only goes about 5'10", 180 pounds. He's a senior, has the experience, and he makes plays. He's the playmaker for this Woodbury defense. It just seemed on that play that Sakeem and Julian weren't on the same page.
Well, Bob Cleary is maybe thinking that also, and Cleary is going to call a timeout and take a chance to go out and talk to his charges. He'd like to take advantage of one more play here and the ability of Wright to throw the footballs. There's only 5 seconds remaining in this period, and the strong wind at their back.
And you see with it looks like it's going to be about a 4th and about 17-15. I think he just wants to keep the wind here, punt it with the wind, get them down, push Woodbury back, and keep them at least within their 20 yards to the goal line.
Well, I think most teams will give consideration to possibly playing field position here and punting the football. I'm not so sure that the Bulldogs will. I think they may take a shot with one more pass into the end zone. Wait and see. Cleary, of course, been around a long time. His 14th season, the head coach in here in Glassboro. 102 wins, 36 losses, and 1 tie.
Now, I think the field position and the wind, well, I think the wind becomes a factor in the kicking game. Not so much, I mean, it's much harder to pass into the wind, but it's also hard to pass with the wind, because as you've seen earlier with Sakeem passing with the wind, it sailed over the head of his receiver and into the hand of Giles for an interception.
He's going to try it again. Apparently, this time straight back, fakes the draw, and is in trouble, and it backfired. No, it doesn't. Wright gets away. They're going to call him down in the grass. Referee indicating he was done.
Well, that's
excellent job defensively at that time by Aaron Estrada, who came from the defensive end position and was able to shuck off the blocker.
So That play will backfire on Bob Cleary.
It will also end the first period of play. So each team looking for their 6th South Jersey Group 1 title. We'll be back to see which one comes out on top in second quarter action right after these words. As we come back from the beginning of the second quarter, Woodbury on their first play, Marcus Money is caught in the backfield. It's 0-0. Mike Linder along with Sean Cleary, who has now gone to his normal job as sideline reporter, and our play-by-play guy is here, Bob Schreier.
How you doing, Mike?
Bob.
Good to work with you again, and nice to be here. 42-yard line. It's second down for Woodbury High School. Mike, this was called a defensive struggle. It certainly has been that so far, but the wind, I was down in the field, the wind very much a factor in this football game, very strong out of the west.
Well, I'll tell you what, the exciting football game. Would expect to have more points than we saw so far. I thought we'd have 3 or 4 TDs by now.
Second down and 16 for the Thundering Herd. Money rolling. As well, Giles open, but Giles loses his footing, goes into the incompleted pass.
Giles is just an imposing target. Everybody's talked about him being one of the better ones. Maybe a good, well-kept secret, though. 6'3", 195 pounds. But I'll tell you what, Division 3, 2, 1 AA, whatever, they would find a good one in Matt Giles.
Terrific hands, Mike. He also runs great patterns. He's going to make somebody a very happy college football coach. They're having trouble with the scoreboard clock, Mike. The clock's still showing 12 minutes here in the second period. They're trying to fix that now. Third down and 16 for Woodbury. Ball at their own 42-yard line. Money to throw. And he will be sacked for another loss. The defender, Sean Pruitt, with the play, and that vaunted Glassboro defense, the coach, Herb Nealio, coaching the defense, does the job again. Woodbury will be forced to punt.
Yeah, Rashawn Pruitt getting an opportunity to start. They normally start Bruce Williams out there at the defensive end position, but Williams has moved into the nose guard position, and that gave Pruitt the last couple of games a lot of action, and he showed that it was well-deserved on that play.
Tim Rivera punting for Woodbury High School, has the wind to his back.
Be his third punt, first one that he's had to win. And again, it is not much better.
And this one will come backwards, so Glassboro again will have good field position starting from its own 43-yard line.
Well, I'm glad to see you can make it. I told you should have gotten rid of that escort years ago. The well-traveled and well-storied escort.
103,000 miles, Mike. Always good to work with you, Mike. Good to see you on this. We've seen, how many times have we seen these teams plus Paulsboro dominate Group 1 in the 20 years we've been doing these football games for Comcast?
Well, what, the last 11 have been won by one of those 3? At least, maybe more than that, maybe something like 15 out of the 20.
A lot of people think the winner this year will come out of this game, Mike. Right, what a magnificent junior season he has had at quarterback for Glassboro High School. Worley with the carry twisting to about the 46-yard line. It's about 2 on the play. Make it 3, it'll be second down and 7 for Glassboro. Tim Rivera with the tackle for the Thundering Herd. Good crowd on hand for this one. A lot of people coming down from Woodbury to watch the game. And Mike, when I came to the truck after the first period, there was still a long line of people buying tickets for this game.
Yeah, they had one ticket booth open. I think they will reassess that process. They get another game down here at Bulldogs. Bulldogs, if Gloucester defeats Florence and Glassboro wins here today, it will be a home game here. Florence win and Glassboro win, it'll be up at Florence.
Right, rolling right. Looking for Holmes. And he'll run with the football, has a lot of room. He'll have the first down and a lot more before he runs out of bounds. Good job, good coverage on Holmes downfield, which forced Wright to run with the football, but he makes significant yardage all the way down to the Woodbury 41.
Yeah, the interesting thing with Zakeem Wright, as you can see with that good size, 6'3", 197 pounds, is with that ability to throw and run, Woodbury has to come wide with their defensive ends, and that ultimately is going to leave that off-tackle slot wide open for the running back Holmes to come through. You can't cover it all, and the defensive ends are really getting pressured. Once again that time he stepped away from that and was able to find the room up the sideline.
So Glassboro's won the battle of the statistics so far here in the first half, but still no score. First and 10 for Glassboro on the 41-yard line of Woodbury. The pitch to Worley. Worley has some room at the corner. Finally knocked out of bounds by Vincent Allen, but another significant gain for the Bulldogs, another first down.
Yeah, and how about the block downfield by that outstanding sophomore, Terrence Holmes wearing number 9. It was the speed of Worley that got him to the corner, but it was the block of Holmes downfield that gave him the additional 10, 12 yards.
Almost something special, Mike. You and I televised some of his games last year, and we knew then as a freshman he was going to be a truly outstanding football player. And of course he was last year, and he's just getting better. So it's first down and 10 for Glassboro at the Woodbury 23-yard line after back-to-back long gains by Wright and Worley.
Well, the time apparently is being kept on the field as there is a timeout right now. Obviously, the scoreboard clock not running. 11:56 showing on the...
11:54, yeah.
Yeah, that can't be right. Henry Winberg, the referee today. Bob coming up from the Cape Atlantic League.
We had him on a game earlier in Comcast this year, too.
It's the Atlantic City group, as I mentioned earlier.
Had a chance to comment yet on West Efford's fine season, Mike. Of course, ended in the playoffs last night, 28-0 to Mainland, but what a great season West Efford High School had. We'll take time out from Glassboro High School, no score. First and 10 for Glassboro at the Woodbury 23-yard line. Wright the throw, fires it, and misfires. Wright with extraordinary statistics coming into this game for a high school quarterback. 25 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions. Those are the big numbers, but well over 50% on completions, too. Not quite on target so far today.
No, not at all. He had that wind at his back, and as Sean Leary was pointing out, sometimes that can be an advantage in terms of distance you can throw, but sometimes that ball just floats on you, and we saw that with the interception. Now he's trying to throw with the strong wind in his face.
Second and 10, ball at the 23. Williams has a hole on the right side, and he'll get pretty good yardage down across the 20.
Williams on the carry.
That's that play that I was talking about. If you're going to have to worry about Wright as a defensive end, and you got to keep contain and be moving to the outside, all of a sudden you get one good block on the defensive tackle inside, and you got a big hole off tackle.
Williams got 4 to the 19. It is third down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Undefeated. That'll split the backs behind Wright on this 3rd and 6 call. Wright rolling, slips, and might have caused him to throw the errant pass. The intended receiver was Sean Michael Cleary, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Now, it doesn't seem to be quite together yet today, Mike.
Yeah, he's struggling. You know, you just may want to run him to the right if you're going to run him sprinting out of the backfield where he can, you know, being the right-hander, have little if any problem. On the other hand, maybe just drop him back if you want to throw and have him get those feet under him and a better look downfield.
Holmes still looking for his first pass completion of the day, one of the better receivers in South Jersey. Critical call here, 4th down and 6, ball at the 19. Wright looking for Holmes, fires it, and hits his man this time. And Wright breaks the tackle, still on his feet, into the end zone for the touchdown. There's that first catch we were talking about, a 19-yard scoring strike, the 26th of the season for Shaquem Wright, and he hits his favorite target for the touchdown, Terrence Holmes, the sophomore, and it's 6-0 for Glassboro High School.
Yeah, that's what I talked about. Getting back in the pocket, let him just set himself. That way he's getting a better look downfield, not worrying about running and eluding the defensive end or anything of that nature, and then having to look, and certainly not running to the left, where he has to compensate not only for the wind, but throwing across his body. This time, sit right back there, hit the big guy that he's used to hitting right downfield.
And Holmes will try to get the 7th point out of the hold of Cleary.
Cleary puts it down, Holmes puts it up.
And it's good, so all 7 points by Terrence Holmes. We don't know the official time, the scoreboard clock not working, but about midway through the second period, it's 7-0 Glassboro. They've dominated the first half, but that's their first score. That's been quite a combination this season, Mike.
We saw it first in the Glassboro-Deptford game. Probably the biggest surprise of all the games that I've seen this season was the Glassboro-Deptford game. Taking a look at the Tri-County Classic, which some people thought was somewhat weak this year, and of course Glassboro dominating there. Deptford, although they came into that game struggling, they were not a team that was getting beaten badly, and you're just used to that tradition and the size and the speed of Deptford. And the Bulldogs went in there and just manhandled them. And you saw that combination that day, right to Holmes over and over and over again.
And yet Deptford played them tougher than anybody all season. I think that score was 24-8. And,
right.
And Deptford was the only team to hold Glassboro under 30 points this season. So been quite a year offensively and defensively for the Bulldogs. 7-0 Glassboro. We're in the second period on a gorgeous day. Semifinal Group 1 football from Glassboro High School. Holmes kicking off. A good kick by Holmes. Bounces at about the 15-yard line. McGilbury with the return, and he'll have decent field position for Woodbury at about the 31-yard line. So Woodbury has been unable to move the football so far against this vaunted Glassboro defense. Mike, and I remember you, here's a replay of the touchdown by Holmes.
Holmes not only making the outstanding run, pattern, catch, but then also able to spin away from the potential tackler and get into the end zone.
1st and 10, Thundering Herd at their own 31-yard line. Rivera with the carry. Nice run by Rivera, still battling for the yardage. He'll be pushed back, but his advance to about the 37-yard line for a pickup of 6. Good run by one of the veterans on this team, junior Tim Rivera. Terrence Patterson with the tackle.
One thing that Woodbury obviously wanted to do was try to control the football, keep it out of the hands of Wright and company. Well, the Bulldogs have had it most of the time, but the erratic throw till the last one throwing of Wright did not hurt the Herd.
And the pitch to Lewis. Arthur Lewis with the carry. He will be short of the first down. A short pickup on the play of a couple of yards to about the 37-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for Woodbury.
Could not have run the option much better than it was there. And then Butter Lewis looked like he had all kinds of running room. But did you see the closing speed? Outstanding job done by Holmes, joined by Sean Michael Cleary, coming all the way from the inside linebacker position. So the one thing that really is hurting Woodbury is their inability to get to the corner because of the outstanding speed of Glassboro.
Another 3rd down call for the Thundering Herd. Money retreats to throw, getting a big rush. Fires it back. Giles trying to break tackles, but he will not get out of the grasp of Worley.
Speed, more speed, Worley. Again, it looked like this is a play that if the catch could be made, it was going to be big yardage. Instead, Red smelled out by Worley. He just exploded from the safety position of all places and came in and made that stop in the backfield, forcing the punt.
So Rivera, who has had difficulty punting the football here in the first half, has another punting situation, gets a good snap. End over end this time, better kick, more effective. Worley will retreat to the 25 to get it, looking for running room, hemmed in, goes the opposite direction, and he will finally be dropped in good special teams coverage by Woodbury, led by Mark McGilbury.
Well, I thought he was done, and I said, the way this team explodes, he just may come up with one of those highlight kind of plays on that return, but you're right, it was good special teams coverage.
So Glassboro takes over on its own 30-yard line. They scored on their last possession, the right to Holmes hookup. And it's 7-0 Glassboro here, late stages of the first half. 1st and 10 Glassboro there at their own 30. The ball is loose, and Woodbury, I believe, has come up with it.
They've got it. They covered it. They didn't cover it very well, but there were 4 of them there, and Kanan Noon gets credit for it, number 52 on the recovery. So now a Bulldog turnover and put Woodbury in position. This is what Glassboro was getting position-wise as a result of a couple of Woodbury turnovers in the first quarter when they had the win. Now the Thundering Herd with the win.
So both teams turning the ball over twice here in the first half. Woodbury now with a great opportunity to get this even there at the 33-yard line of Glassboro.
Now by throw the ball on first down. Following the turnover, go for it all. Nope.
Rivera, he's hit at the line of scrimmage, twist for a yard or two. Good job by Rivera. Rivera's advanced to about the 29, only about a 2-yard pickup, but a good second effort job by Rivera. Actually, he'll only get one on the play at 2nd and 9 as Johnson led the tacklers for Glassboro. Again, the scoreboard clock not operating. We know it's late in the first half.
Huge crowd as they take a look now. They finally got into this place. Got to be 3,000 plus, huh?
Yeah, biggest crowd I've seen this year, Mike. Money to throw, has time, looking for Giles. Giles defended well on the play by Kevin Evans. Good job by Evans on one of the better receivers in South Jersey, Matt Giles.
And a difference there, 6'3" Giles, 5'10" Evans, and I'm not so sure that Evans is 5'10" until he gets that helmet on. Gets a couple inches that way.
3rd and 9 call coming up for Marcus Money. Money to throw. Good protection. Has a man momentarily open, but incompleted pass as good coverage by Terrence Patterson in the corner. Jenkins was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up a 4th down. So Woodbury has had the benefit of 2 turnovers in this football game, but has been unable so far to capitalize on either. Looks like they're going to punt the football and try to pin Glassboro deep.
Good decision here, unless with the wind it goes into the end zone, then only pick up a net 11. But they get that ball up in the air, pin them down deep. Nope.
Well, he's going to kick it through the end zone, so that's not exactly what the coaching staff wanted on that one, Mike.
Now, I can't imagine that Coach Boyd said, go out and kick it in the end zone, give us a net 11 yards, as the Bulldogs will get it on the 20-yard line. One thing that Woodbury did see that time, I'm sure the coaches picked up on it upstairs, Bob, on the wide receivers, Glassboro is playing man-on-man all the way, no zone, so it's one-on-one coverage. If I am Woodbury, I've got to think about Jenkins on the one side and splitting Giles out instead of using him at the tight end on the other side when they get the ball back in the late stages of this half or early in the 3rd period.
1st and 10 Glassboro. They're at their own 20-yard line. Worley with the carry, but he will lose yardage. Tacklers led by C.J. Maurer, 270-pound senior tackle.
Boy, he's had a quiet but very, very effective career, has he not, at Woodbury?
He's a good one. We honored him at Touchdown Club one night, Mike. Nice young man, and he has been a key player in this football team, but you're right, has not gotten a lot of credit for his success. Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 at the ball at the 18-yard line.
Like about both these teams are the veterans that you see, the ones that have stayed with the programs, so absolutely essential at the Group 1 level in order to get depth over the years and then bring them along as starters in their junior, senior years.
Williams has a hole. Straight up the middle, good run by Williams, and he's battling for extra yardage. He'll be short of the 1st down, but a nice job by Williams. 2nd, 3rd effort getting the ball to the 28-yard line, where it's going to be about a 3rd down and 3.
Now, a lot of people thought if Woodbury was able to come up with the kind of defensive play that they've had all season long, just how Glassboro would respond, having really never faced a test all season long of any significance. I mean, they're used to winning, by 30-some points a ball game, averaging 44, coming in with the 403 points so far this season. They wondered, how will this team handle the potential of adversity? Turn the ball over again, Woodbury get one before the half. That would really change things in the locker room. Be the first time all season long Glassboro's faced that kind of situation.
I don't think they got the playoff in time, Mike. I think it's going to be a delay call.
So they had a 4th and goal from about the 5 and had a penalty come up that got them out of a touchdown that time. Now 3rd and they had 5? It's going to be 8 instead. 3rd and 3, now 3rd and 8. So they're hurting themselves. Turnovers, penalties.
It could change the call for the Bulldogs. Touchdown pass and an interception thrown so far today by Wright. His 26th touchdown, only 3rd interception of the season. That is a remarkable record. for a quarterback at any level, especially in high school. Right, getting a big rush. He'll run with the football and he'll be chased out of bounds. And he will be short of the first down.
Talking to a lot of people before the ball game, trying to figure out how these teams would play offense and defense. I just felt that they were going to have to take their chances, Woodbury that is, and go man on the wide receiver Holmes, which is exactly what's happening, and they were letting Giles do it. And I really felt they had to blitz as often as possible, particularly through the off-tackle holes, to try and get the quarterback right, not allowing time to stand around. And every time they have shown that blitz, it has really disrupted things in the Bulldog backfield.
Evans punting for Glassboro, deep Giles for Woodbury, and he's punting into the wind. Ooh, Rivera blocked it cleanly. Clean block by Rivera, picked up and carried down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. That was a clean, nobody got Rivera coming in from the right side, Mike. He got an absolutely clean block.
And Marcus Money quickly picked it up. Heady move by him to get it down and tried to reach across, but they'll place the ball at the 2 yard line. You are absolutely right, Bob. No block thrown at all on the man coming from the right side. They just did not expect that kind of speed, apparently, as Bulldogs now to regroup will call the timeout.
So uncharacteristic mistakes made by Glassboro today, an interception, a fumble, and now a punt block that will give Woodbury a tremendous opportunity to tie or go ahead in this football game late here in the first half.
Well, we talked about it right before that, right? They having to face the difficulty of only having a lead of 1 score, and that's not what they are normally used to, and said, hey, how about if Woodbury are able to come up with a touchdown here right before that play, go into the locker room tied or down by 1 or even up by 1. Although normally the Thundering Herd will attempt to kick extra points. How will Glassboro respond in the locker room becomes a quick and important question if Woodbury can push this one in, Bob.
Well, the Glassboro defense has been one of the better ones. They not only had one of the better offenses in South Jersey, but one of the better defenses. And they'll be tested here. It's a 1st and goal for Woodbury. The ball spot at the 3.
Wishbone going to go off right or left tackle, huh?
And they won't get in this time. Maybe a yard. To about the 2, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2 yard line. Middle of that Glassboro defense, so tough.
Vince Allen couldn't make it, but I still think he's got to be a lead blocker, and you're going to go with Rivera, get a couple blockers in front of him, go off tackle. Well, we're going to try it again with him.
And is he in? Yes. Allen with the touchdown run from the 2 yard line. And with 3:16, the scoreboard clock now working, 3:16 to go in the first half, Woodbury gets it even, or not, gets within a point at 7-6. The punt block by Tim Rivera setting up the Woodbury touchdown.
A big one now for the kicker, huh?
Opportunity to get it even. And Anderson with the extra point kick to get Woodbury even at 7-7. Tim Anderson, a sophomore, makes it 7-7 football game. So mistakes on the part of both teams so far here in the first half, and we've got an even up ball game. We'll take timeout from Glassboro on the Underwood Memorial Hospital scoreboard. 7-up. Mike Linder and Bob Shryock back at Glassboro High School. We've got a 7-7 tie in the semifinals of Group 1, Glassboro and Woodbury. Good kickoff. Worley retreating to the 5 yard line, looking for some running room. And he will twist it up to about the 25 yard line. Good return by Worley. And Glassboro will take over there at its own, like a 26 yard line. So Tim Rivera with the punt block, enabling Woodbury, which has been very ineffective offensively in this football game. Woodbury able to take it in 2 plays from the 3 yard line.
Now, official time on the field, unofficial time on the score clock frozen at 3:18. We know we're in the final 4 minutes for sure of this half.
1st and 10, ball at the 26-yard line. Right. And that's incomplete, I guess. I don't know whether his arm was hit coming forward or not. He's made a big difference on this Woodbury football team this year, Mike. I think you've seen him play as Aaron Estrada in there quickly again. He, of course, had that phenomenal freshman basketball season for Woodbury High last year, was not expected to come out for football, did at the last minute, and what an impact he's had.
Yeah, great size coming that time with that 6'7" frame, able to get his hands up, and Wright cannot get the ball up over that. And knocked away, and now Bulldogs with 2nd and 10. Wonder how much of the playbook they're willing to use at this point, facing the wind and with the score tied and almost into the locker room at halftime.
Right, with the handoff, getting a big rush again, dumps it off to Worley. Worley trying to break tackles, gets another yard or two with good extra effort. But the initial hit on the play made by Arthur Lewis, so it'll be a short gain.
Yeah, and Wright showing a little bit of frustration now. He's not used to this kind of situation, just holding both arms out, palms extended upward, asking, what do we got to do? You can see him doing it right there, the exact same move that after that play, asking what in the world is happening here? We're used to being up by 20, 30 points. A lot of their ball games, Bob, they scored first 4 times they had it, and defensively had turnovers, so in first quarters they were up like 20-something to nothing.
2-yard pickup on the short pass play, 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Right. Looking back against the grain, and Cleary cannot come up with the pass. Was covered well anyway. Good coverage on the corner by Brian Zeckman. So Glassboro again, Mike, will have to punt into the wind. So Woodbury should get another opportunity here before halftime with the wind.
Well, not only an opportunity with the wind, but before that, let's take a look this time and see if they decide they better block Rivera coming from the right defensive end position. Remember, last punt, Rivera clear shot at the punter, got to the football, and led to the touchdown.
Dropping the punt position, number 8,
Matt Anico, the punter for Glassboro High School. Giles deep for Woodbury. Good snap. They get Rivera this time. Got a good block from Cleary this time. Good Glassboro bounce. Ball will roll dead at about the 39-yard line. So Woodbury has to go 61 yards with a couple minutes to go here in the first half, and a 7-7 tie in the NJSIAA Group 1 semifinal.
Well, I take Jenkins on one side, Giles on the other, split them out, try and make a one-on-one move, break to the outside, cut back to the inside, something of that nature, and take a shot. Try to steal one here.
They have not moved the ball well against this Glassboro defense. They scored after the punt block by Rivera. And a couple of tough defenses doing the job so far here in the first half. Glassboro has been more effective moving the football than has Woodbury.
Look at this.
Trips left. Good protection. Fires it over the middle, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Holmes. And Holmes battling for extra yardage. So Holmes does a little bit of everything for this football team, and he picks off a big interception here, second interception of money in the first half. And Glassboro now with great field position.
That was a pretty good interception, wasn't it? That ball was fairly well thrown, and both the receiver, intended receiver, and Holmes had to adjust to try and get to the ball. Holmes did the best adjustment. We'll take a look here. As plenty of time, really surprisingly, for quarterback money as he drops back and looks downfield, and I didn't think it was too badly thrown, and Holmes just made a good reaction, came up with that interception, and came upfield and puts them in business at the Woodbury 39.
And they'll run from the shotgun from the 39-yard line. Wright is going to be sacked for a loss. He's going to be sacked. In there quickly for the Thundering Herd was Daniel Caroma. He was in first. And Estrada also helped on the play, but a loss back to the 47-yard line of 8 yards, second down and 18, and Woodbury wants a timeout. Mike, they want the ball back.
Yep. That's confidence, and that's one nice thing as a coach on the sideline, to give your team that shot of adrenaline, that shot of confidence where you say, hey, we believe we can stop this team. We believe it so much that we're going to give them a timeout. We're going to give them an opportunity for another play or 2 or 3, but we think we can stop them, use our timeouts, get the football back, and maybe go in. On the other hand, with the wind blowing against them, they may think that the ball that Wright throws will not be accurate, give them a chance for an interception and maybe a long run back. So you got to credit the coaching staff at Woodbury. Boy, that's one that's been around a while together, huh? Willie Murray.
Oh, yeah.
How long's he been there? And, of course, as a player first.
He was an all-state quarterback, weighed 120 pounds, Mike. Or about what you and I weighed in high school.
That is correct.
Yes.
In our left leg. And Gale and Valentine's
done a great job with the defense.
Yep.
Yes. And, of course, Glassboro has a pretty good defensive coach, too. I remember you talking about Herb Nealio years ago that he was going to become one of the better defensive coaches in the area, and he's certainly done that.
Yeah, his time will come. He will be a head coach on the sideline in the not-too-distant future. Deservedly so.
2nd and 18 after the sack of Wright. Worley, they're going to run a quick play. Holmes trying to almost breaks it. He's so dangerous. Follows, he's blocking well. He saw a crease and he made extra yardage of it down to about the 39. So they got the yards back before Rivera makes the tackle. He got the 8 back, but it's still 3rd down. Well, make it about 9.
Now, I thought the play, the way it was opening up, that it was going to be a halfback pass, which I never understand in these situations late in the half of the ball game when people are looking for a pass. But well, that developed real well, and Holmes, through his ability, was able to find a seam and get yardage back to the original line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 10, ball back at the 39-yard line. Woodbury showing blitz, right, being chased. Estrada after him again. Estrada trips him up from behind, and that makes the play. Estrada dives for him, tripped him up, and that enabled the second tackler to come in and get him, Mike.
Yeah, Zekman had to thank the play made by Estrada because Estrada really stood him up, slowed him down, and then Zekman was able to come in and make the finishing touch.
So the loss back to the 45-yard line, and that is going to force a Glassboro punt.
Yeah, I think the way they went after Rivera last time with Cleary immediately leaving as the personal protector in the backfield to come over and stop him, I think I'd load up on the left side defensively now and come after that kicker. That's the side you usually come at to make a block anyway on the right-footed kicker.
So Estrada is on the left side, Rivera's on the right side. Nico back to punt for Glassboro. Another delay call against Glassboro. Glassboro's made a lot of mistakes here in the first half. Both teams have. They've turned the ball over between them 5 times. Glassboro 2 turnovers and Woodbury 3.
Not what you would call a crisply played ball game.
So it's 4th and 21, the ball right at midfield. Matt Giles, tremendous all-around football player for Woodbury High School deep. High snap. Oh, they almost get it again. This is going to be a roughing the punter. Hey, they got him. No question about that. As Vincent Allen, who scored a touchdown for Woodbury, I think was the man in first on Nico, but this is going to be a roughing the punter call against Woodbury.
I don't know how they missed getting to the football, do you?
No, that's kind of remarkable. It looked like they were going to get another clean block.
Came from the left
pressure.
side. Pressure was there. It was a high snap, which is what gave them the opportunity to potentially block the football. I don't know how they didn't get to the football, and I'm sure that's why they roughed the kicker. They believe they got him also.
So that is a big play because it gets not only gets Glassboro to the 35-yard line on the penalty, it gives them an automatic first down. Very late in the first half. Now the scoreboard not functioning again, so we're not sure the exact time of the field, but we are very late in the first half. 1st and 10 Glassboro at the 35. Right retreats, with good protection this time, but it breaks down, runs out of the pocket, going deep. A lot of defenders down there for Woodbury, and almost did it. Rivera almost had it. The coverage was on Kevin Evans. So Rivera batted it down. Also helping out was Ramad Knoll for Woodbury High School. So they had double coverage on the receiver.
That's that escapability that is tremendous in the case of Wright. He was able to make that move and get another opportunity to throw. And the defenders make a mistake if they loosen up and decide there's no way there's going to be that pass downfield. And they cannot leave their defenders. On the other hand, the defenders have to, Bob, think about coming back when he's in trouble and giving an opportunity to have an open receiver.
Money on Holmes on the near side. That's an interesting matchup. Second down and 10.
Allen.
Allen apparently crossed the line of scrimmage, didn't get back.
He's touching the football, saying, I didn't touch it with my foot. Well, he's got to remember there's a neutral zone there. It's not just the football. Cannot penetrate the neutral zone.
So that's a 5-yard step off against Woodbury. That'll make it second down and 5 for the Bulldogs. 7-7 tie, Glassboro and Woodbury late in the first half. The winner of this one goes to the group finals. Right again to throw. Good protection this time, but it breaks down once more. And as he tripped up by Estrada,
Yeah.
Estrada just reached out there with one of those long arms, Mike, and looked like he tripped him up. What a job Estrada's doing.
And the Bulldogs hardly called the timeout. Real disadvantage for the fans and maybe even the coaches, Bob, not know exactly how much time is left down there on the field. And they know there's not much time, and Bob Cleary will say, I'll take that timeout as we take one with the score tied at 7 apiece. It's not missed it.
Bob Shryack and Mike Linder, Glassboro High School. 7-7 tie, 3rd and 8 call coming up for Glassboro. The ball at the 33-yard line. Right, good room in the pocket, looking for Holmes, but that ball's up for grabs and tipped away. Great fly pattern with Holmes, but Rivera back there to defend. Rivera's had a great first half. That'll do it for the first half from Glassboro High School. It's Glassboro 7 and Woodbury 7. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Mike Linder and Bob Shryack at Glassboro High School, along with Sean Leary, who has a halftime report on the sideline. Sean?
Story for Woodbury in the first half. The key for what's kept them in this game is the play of their defensive line. Aaron Estrada, with 3 sacks in the first half, has been the story on the defensive side of the ball for the Woodbury Thundering Herd. If Glassboro is going to have any success during the second half of this game, they're going to need to get Sakeem Wright some blocking up front. And one person you might want to watch is the play of Julian Worley and also Bruce Williams, the fullback, staying in, protecting Sakeem Wright and giving him time to pass the football. That'll be key to this second half.
All right, Sean, thank you very much. 7-7 tie, good first half of football, although there were a lot of turnovers in the game. 5 turnovers in the first half. Woodbury lost 3 of them, Glassboro lost 2, and the big punt block by Tim Rivera of Woodbury led to their touchdown, which enabled the Thundering Herd to go to halftime with a 7-7 tie. Woodbury, the defending Group 1 champions, but these teams, along with Paulsboro, have dominated this division since the playoffs started. Woodbury kicking off to start the second half. Worley, the deep man in the middle for Glassboro High School. Mike, you were down at the field at halftime. That wind is really becoming difficult.
It's apparently, you talked about it when you came into the ballpark, how strong it was. And you're right, down on the field, you can look at the flag in the end zone, but you can really feel it down there. It's definitely makes a difference. Interesting to me that with the Bulldogs electing to receive, Woodbury said, we want the advantage of the wind in the third quarter.
McGilbury kicking off right through the hands of Worley. This one will go into the end zone and come out to the 20-yard line. So Glassboro will be facing the wind, or what has become more of a crosswind here in the third period as we begin third quarter action. 7-7 tie.
Be very interesting to see what kind of adjustments have been made, I think more by Glassboro than by Woodbury. Woodbury's defense looks like a real good game plan set up today in terms of putting pressure on with blitzing at least 1 out of 3, if not 2 out of 3 plays. Glassboro a little disjointed as a result of that. On the other hand, the Bulldogs offense not going the way they're used to. Expect to see the biggest changes coming in their game plan offensively.
Worley with a good move. And a nice second effort by Worley. Gets a significant yardage on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. The advance to about the 28-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Bulldogs.
There's the statistics for the first half.
Wow.
Unbelievable. -5 is that for, or no, 5 yards rushing for Woodbury, only 19 for Glassboro. No positive yardage for Woodbury throwing the ball, only 29 for the Bulldogs.
So are the defenses dominating this game, Mike? Back split behind right on a 2nd down and 2. And I think the left end move for Glassboro High School. This should cost the Bulldogs 5.
Uncharacteristic mistake by Sean Michael Cleary. How about that, Bob? We talked about it early before you got up here. When's the last time you've seen a game in a South Jersey semifinal at any level that both teams have coaches' sons playing for them?
It is an oddity, isn't it? Cleary has had, Sean Michaels had quite a career for Glassboro High School, and he's going to be honored on the all-academic team at the Touchdown Club Monday night, Mike. David Boyd, of course, a key player for Coach Jim Boyd, his dad at Woodbury High School. Dave Boyd and Sean Michael Cleary. 2nd and 7. Worley, only a couple.
Yeah, so far only 2 plays, of course, but we sense that maybe the Bulldogs at halftime said, let's run the football, pound it, tighten up the defense, then go to our passing offense. Hope that maybe they are coming up to the line of scrimmage a little too strongly and we'll be able to break somebody free.
Worley got 2. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Credit so far really goes to Giles, I think, playing head up on and Money. They're both alternating, playing on the outstanding receiver, Holmes.
Holmes is now set up to the near side with Money with one-on-one coverage. 3rd down and 5 call. Right with the quick pitch to Worley. Had to reach back for the football. And what pursuit by that Woodbury defense, Mike. But I think the pitch behind Worley cost him a yard or 2 on that play.
No, that's 2nd time they've run it. Both times they've run it with Cleary coming in motion. So that may have been red, allowing the defense to close more quickly. Only run one other play with Cleary coming in motion, and I believe that was a screen pass they tried to set up that went awry.
Cromwell was the lead tackler on the play for Woodbury, but he had a lot of help. Now we'll watch Revere here on the right side again. Remember, he had that clean block in the first half that's been so pivotal in this football game. Giles back at about midfield to receive the punt of Vanuco. Oh, they got another clean. Oh, they get it off somehow. They calling a penalty on that, Mike. But
absolutely, he did not touch the football. Corona, number 40, will be whistled for the roughing the punter. But, you know, if I'm a coach, I can't get too upset because it appeared with that very high snap that he would have an opportunity to get to it. And again, somehow or another, the ball got away. Both times on the roughing the kicker penalties, defense has been there, had to take the shot. The only mistake you make, Bob, is that you're supposed to go 3 yards in front of where you expect him to be because that's where the ball's going to wind up. You don't go for the body.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. But, Mike, it's like a jailbreak for Woodbury on these plays, and that is Coach Jim Boyd. He's not happy.
Well, what hurts is they believed they could block the punts. They did the one and nearly got 2 more now.
1st and 10, ball at the 38. Williams has some room, but that shuts down in a hurry as Rivera, who's had a big football game, makes another big play. Gain of about a yard, it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Real interesting. I don't know if we'd be able to get a shot. If Holmes splits out to the near side again, how Marcus Money is playing him bump and run right at the line of scrimmage. They just feel, I guess, that they've got to hold him up right there because if they give him any kind of running room at all, he runs such good patterns, it'd be too difficult to adjust. So it's a real gamble coming up and playing him head-to-head.
2nd and 9, ball at the 39. 8:31 to play, 3rd quarter, 7-7 tie. Worley. Good run by Worley to about the 44-yard line. Giles in on the tackle along with Vincent Allen for the Thundering Herd. That'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, brilliant day here today now, isn't it? Sun out.
Gorgeous day.
Warm.
weather we've had all fall long for high school football, Mike.
Yeah, I don't want to remind you, but last year went from the opening day till the final game in the state, December 6th, and never wore a jacket over top of the Sooners sport coat. So it's almost 2 years in a row now.
3rd and 4. Worley close to the first down. I'm not sure. I believe he's a little bit short.
Yeah, decision time now. I think you're right too, especially with the mark as they move it back. He's got to be close to a yard shy. Do you punt if you are Coach Cleary, or do you try and get it?
They're going to punt the football. I think it's a good call by Cleary. I think it's a little too early in the second half to make a gamble like that, particularly against a Woodbury defense that's this good.
Yeah. The only reason I might have thought of it, they've been having trouble keeping them from almost blocking the punts, and in one case they did. But secondly, the punts have been pretty much straight up in the air. I don't know how much you're going to gain as a result. Let's see what happens. Boy, he is really getting back this time.
I don't blame him, because Woodbury has been blocked one cleanly and been close on several others. Let's see what happens this time. 4th and 1. High snap, and that's been part of the trouble. Better punt this time. Giles on the run from the 26. Giles down the right sideline. Nice return by Matt Giles. Excellent return, giving Woodbury very good field position at about the 47-yard line.
That's what I'm talking about. They got all of a +5, a net 5 yards out of that exchange. So maybe with the way that wind was, it would have been smarter trying for it.
Nice job by Giles, a sure-handed receiver.
Please, at this time, go to your vehicle and move the car.
Hard to believe, huh? The Glassboro's finest are out there now across the street with this huge crowd ticketing and towing cars. That'll be a surprise when this game's over, huh? For some people.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Money fires it. Incompleted pass. Lewis, the intended receiver.
Pass incomplete to Lewis.
Sean Lurie has a report from the sidelines.
With Woodbury only gaining 2 yards in the first half, they're trying to make things happen with their special teams with a block punt already that set up the touchdown, and then nearly a block punt with a roughing the kicker. Glassboro had to adjust. They're trying to shoot the gaps and block only the gaps. Woodbury stacking people to the left or to the right side and able to get through. It's been a concern for the Glassboro Bulldogs sidelines.
Sean Lurie with the sideline report. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Monty keeps the football, has some room, gets it across midfield to the 49.
Money on the keeper, brought down by number 10, Sean Michael Cleary.
Sean Michael Cleary with the tackle.
Only the second time they've attempted that option, which has been a feature of their offense all season long, but they knew that they had the good inside linebacking of Cleary and Darius Johnson. And in both cases, when they've run that, money has been handled by Cleary from the inside linebacking position.
3rd down and 6 for the Thundering Herd. The ball just across midfield.
Let's go, Dog!
Money fires it. And intercepted. Intercepted by number 21, Terrence Patterson, who had perfect position on the intended receiver, Christian Jenkins, and makes the interception. That is 4 turnovers taken by Glassboro today, a total 6 in the football game.
Not a bad decision that time with the wind behind him, really made by money. He was going to go one-on-one, try to hit Jenkins down there, but it turns out almost, better than a punt, huh?
Yeah, Glassboro taking over at his 27-yard line. I think Glassboro defense doing the job again. 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs, and they've had difficulty moving the football against a tremendous Woodbury defense today, too. Right with the pitch to Evans. Evans trying to get to the corner. One tackler misses him, and a nice run by Evans, replacing Worley momentarily at the tailback position. Allen with the tackle for Woodbury, but a nice gain by Evans. The advance to the 35-yard and pickup of 9 in the play, 2nd down and 1. Worley might have a cramp down in the sideline, Mike. They're working on him.
Yeah, they don't want to lose him, and it is the way they're working on him. It does appear to be cramped.
2nd and 1 for the Bulldogs.
There's a play where you can take a shot. A little play action pass time, 2nd and 1.
Evans. Oh no, I don't think he's got it.
Maybe even lost a foot or two.
Noon, who's had a great season as a senior for Woodbury with the tackle, and they lost a foot or two in the play, so it's going to be 3rd down and a long one for the Bulldogs. Worley's still on the sidelines.
Wright looks a little discombobulated as he looks at the sideline trying to get a play called in. Instead, he has to make the choice himself, apparently.
Big 3rd and 1 call for the Bulldogs. Evans trying to get it over the right side, and I think second effort might have gotten him the yard. And it is a 1st down for the Bulldogs. So Evans doing the job, getting all 10 yards they needed for the 1st down. Worley back in the game, and Evans coming out. So the junior, Kevin Evans, with a couple of key runs to get Glassboro a 1st down. Ball at the 37-yard line, 1st down and 10. 4:31 to play, 3rd quarter, 7-7 tie. And like this one, looks like it has overtime written all over it.
Well, you may have just guaranteed that doesn't happen.
Usually works that way. Wright swings it out to Worley. Again, he has to reach back, cut back against the grain, but he's hemmed in by that Woodbury defense. They swarm all over the ball carriers and they finally get him.
They close real well, don't they? Really good job coming.
No with the initial tackle, but he had a lot of help. He's only a sophomore. A lot of good underclassmen on both teams.
Yeah, now Worley having that problem out on the field. He's saying it's a cramp, telling his teammate to help him out. They'll have to come off the field for a play as they come out and check him out.
We'll take time out from Glassboro High School. 7-7 tie. Seven tie, Woodbury and Glassboro. Mike Linder and Bob Shryock back at Glassboro High School. Worley walked off under his own power. He should be back. Right to throw, swings it out, and it's dropped. Clary having a little difficulty today holding on to the football. That one was in his hands. It'll be an incompleted pass and create a 3rd down and 3.
Well, the tough time that play was because quarterback Wright had looked at Cleary all the way along, and he missed Brian Broughton, number 18, who had cleared right across the middle. Broughton not getting much attention because of Cleary's prowess and certainly because of Holmes' ability.
It's 3rd and 13. I said 3rd and 3, but it is a long 3rd down call coming up for Shaquem Wright. Right, straight drop, better protection this time, but it breaks down. He's forced out of the pocket, and he will be chased out of bounds. Again, a good pursuit by the Woodbury defense, led by Bob Duffield. Bob Duffield, another top scholar athlete, Mike, 15-10 in these college boards. He's going to be honored by the Touchdown Club on the all-academic team. How'd you like?
That's close to what I got.
15-10, yeah. How many times did you take it?
That was junior year, senior year added together.
Cumulative.
15-10, that's just about perfect.
Almost. 1600's perfect, right?
That is correct. Now, if you could know that, how come you did so poorly on your boards?
Nuko punting for Glassboro, and this has been a bit of an adventure for the Bulldogs today. Been getting high snaps from center most of the day. Another one here. Oh, and he won't handle this one. Picks it up, but look at this. Woodbury again is going to get field position down inside the 10. The punting game has killed Glassboro today, Mike.
Well, one of the things is I think they adjusted, as we pointed out last time, where the kicker was getting back, the punter was getting back 16, 17 yards, which is, quite a deal at a high school level. Snapper trying to snap the ball one-handed instead of the two. And worried on top of that about the ball getting there. Add all that together, and it's a blueprint for disaster.
So it's 1st down and goal, ball at about the 8-yard line. A Rivera punt led to the first Thundering Herd score. Now the high snap from center, and The inability of the punter to hold on to the football sets up Woodbury inside the 10 with the 1st and goal. Rivera with the carry. Takes it inside, but that tough Glassboro defense, the tacklers led by the big guy Ezekiel Jenkins, 299-pounder. No gain in the play.
3 elements in the ballgame: offense, defense, special teams. And when you blow everybody out, special teams don't really have that much pressure on them in those big victories, and as a result, a lot of times they're not tested, Bob, till they face a ball game just like this.
Might have been a slight loss on the play. 2nd and goal from about the 8-yard line. Money to throw. Fires it. Looking for Giles out of the end zone. Coverage by Worley, who's back in the game okay. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Woodbury just has not been able to move the football effectively all day long against this vaunted Glassboro defense.
Well, I'll tell you right now, here's what I do. Worley with a little problem with that leg, and more problems showing out there on the field right now. I take Giles, split him left, running down, make a little look to the outside, and then break back across the middle, because it's been man-on-man all the way. Now they reverse him and put him to the right side at the tight end position, so they don't get that setup.
3rd down and goal for the Thundering Herd. Money reverses. Money looking for the... And it's intercepted by Holmes. Holmes breaks the tackle down the sideline. He could go. Holmes at the 40, at the 50. Tripped up, saving tackle made by Bob Duffield, or Holmes would have gone all the way, but Holmes with another great play for Glassboro High School. Takes it all the way down to the 40-yard line. Well, that Holmes is something on both sides of the football. That's his 2nd interception today, along with the touchdown catch.
And just a sophomore. That's the amazing numbers that you just saw on the screen there. Just a sophomore. Well, they tried to force it in, didn't they? Quarterback cannot make that error. I still think they needed the one-on-one coverage.
Like that's 5 turnovers against Woodbury today. Total of 7 in the football game. 2:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. A game beset by turnovers today, and Glassboro's had the better of that. What a strange football game. 1st and 10. Worley back in, running the football, tripped up. Lewis makes the tackle for Woodbury, but he had some follow-up help on the play. Maurer there. C.J. Maurer, the 275-pound senior.
Yeah, you don't think they're going to get that many more chances, do you? That's one that's
really
they
had that great sophomore kicker ready with the wind behind him. If they don't score, they go for the field goal, and it could be 10-7. Pickup of only a yard on a play at 2nd down and 9. So a battle of mistakes. Right to throw. Estrada chasing him, and Estrada will get his 4th sack of the football game back at the 47.
Gotta like that guy.
Oh, what a job the sophomore, 6'7" Aaron Estrada has done 4 sacks.
Yeah, well, he's really getting help by what Woodbury's doing, Bob. They've been doing it since the beginning of the game. They bring 2 linebackers in the interior. They both make a move like they're going to blitz. The adjustments made in the blocking pattern by Glassboro, and then only one of them comes. And each time the one has come on the left side, that has forced the man in the backfield to handle him, and it's allowed Estrada to be open, and he's taken advantage of it and come up with the sacks.
They'll go from the shotgun on 3rd down and 17 from the 47. High snap, back to right, handles it okay. And he is, again, Estrada can't get him down though. Right, still on his feet, breaks another tackle. Right, going deep, he had a man wide open downfield, and
he got it.
It's caught. What an unbelievable play. The catch made by Terrence Patterson. An incredible play as it looked like Estrada had his 5th sack, Mike. Got away from Estrada, got away from another man, makes a tremendous play, and Patterson, what a great catch.
Yeah, on top of that, it appeared that downfield Giles was going to have the interception. He didn't get that either. That's one of those plays that turns the ball game around quickly, doesn't it?
Boy, that's a highlight film play if I ever saw one. What a play.
Patterson, you know, everybody around Glassboro's talked about what a super season he's had. I don't think too many people outside of Glassboro have known it. But he was open, 15 yards before he was finally seen, and the defenders closed.
1st and 10, ball at the 16-yard line for the Bulldogs. Evans trying to get to the corner. He's got speed. Still on his feet, Evans. He's in for the touchdown. 16-yard touchdown run by Keith Evans, replacing Worley. And at the 9-second mark of the third period, Glassboro back in front 13-7. What a play by Evans after the incredible pass from Wright to Patterson. Boy, this is turning into be some kind of wild football game, Mike.
Would not have believed it.
Evans subbing for Worley, who's had the problems with cramps, with a big 16-yard touchdown run. Now Holmes, who's done everything but blow up the footballs today, will try to make it 14-7. Another high snap, but directly to Holmes, and I don't think that was a set play. Holmes looking. This is intercepted by Money. But of course, he can't return it, so that could be a key extra point miss. It's Glassboro 13 and Woodbury 7, but Mike, that touchdown set up by the unbelievable scramble effort by Wright to get the pass downfield to Patterson.
And the interesting thing will be, as you can see, the Woodbury players may be down just a little bit. Marcus Money, of course, he's so important walking off the field over there. He's the quarterback. He's got to regroup them. Quarterback has to do more than make plays. He has to lead. He has to be the one that convinces everybody now we're going down the field. So some other guys may get down, but he can't. Let's take a look here. Here's the pitch. Evans looks like he should be had a couple of times. Watch right here. Can't be handled. And now slides back to the inside and into the end zone. And an excited Glassboro home crowd says, yes, sir, we want the lead. We want the chance to keep the undefeated season going.
And Rivera missed a tackle, Mike. He's had a great football game for Woodbury today, but he had a chance on the tackle. The speed of Evans allowing him to get to the corner, and that enabled him to score the touchdown. So Holmes will kick off. It's Glassboro 13, Woodbury 7. Just 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. Short kick, rolling at the 25-yard line. And not much of a return here as there's good coverage downfield by the specialty team. And we're going to go quickly to Sean Leary on the sideline.
The depth of the Bulldogs are now taking over the game. As you've seen, Kevin Evans scoring that touchdown with Julian Worley on the sideline nursing a cramp, along with wide receiver Terrence Holmes, two big plays stars for Glassboro Bulldogs. Making the big catch was Terrence Patterson, but both players, not the stars, able to make big plays, and is showing the depth of this Glassboro Bulldog team.
3 seconds to go in the third quarter. Chance for just one more Woodbury play here in the third. And mix up in the backfield. Money will keep it and fall ahead for a yard. That'll do it for the third quarter. On the Underwood Memorial Hospital scoreboard, after 3 periods, it's Glassboro 13 and Woodbury 7. Second and 9 for Woodbury as Money is chased out of the pocket. He fires looking for Lewis. Lewis turned around and got behind Worley momentarily, but an incompleted pass. Mike Linder along with Bob Schryout. 12 minutes to go in this one, Mike, and it's been an exciting football game, but an error-plagued football game.
Interestingly, that ball thrown 45 yards in the air against the wind. The interesting thing about it is it takes us back to the touch or the long pass that led to the touchdown that Patterson caught. How far was that thrown in the air? And that was against that very strong wind.
That was almost 50 yards in the air, that pass, Mike.
And right on the money.
Third down and 9 for Woodbury, and Woodbury still trying to generate some consistent offense today. It's been tough against the Glassboro defense that's been one of the best in the area. Money to throw, fires it, and good coverage by Kevin Evans, the touchdown maker. Does a nice job defensively here, forcing the Woodbury punt.
Yeah, the adventure of punting against the wind. Now we keep mentioning it is a very strong wind, and it has had to affect play.
Rivera punting to Worley.
Rivera had difficulty in the opening period punting even with the wind.
Good snap to Rivera, gets off pretty good punt this time. Taken by Holmes at the 42, slips past one tackler, then goes down at about the 47-yard line. So Glassboro with good field position, first down and 10. They lead it 13-7.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's paid attendance, 1,815. Thank you for your 13-year support of high school athletics.
Attendance today, 1,800. Boy, it looks a lot more than that, doesn't it, Mike?
Sure does. I'd hate to see it if they got 3,000 or 4,000 people here. Must have been a big
I
hole in
cannot
the
believe
fence.
there's only 1,800 people in here.
Yeah, it must have been a big hole in the fence on the other side. Huh?
Ball at the 47, first down and 10, Bulldogs.
I don't have you.
Worley pushing ahead. Good job by Worley. One of his
Fumble.
better runs. The ball loose.
Yep.
And another turnover. That's 8 turnovers in the football game. Glassboro losing its third. And the second effort of Worley probably cost him that time, Mike.
Yeah, and Giles came up with it. You know, they've been trying every play when they've gotten the first man to the tackle. The second man coming in has been attempting to strip the football, and I think that's exactly what happened there. Then able to come up with it. And, so they gain with the punt and then the fumble. They gain about 25 yards from where they were when they faced the fourth down situation.
So Woodbury starts from his own 45-yard line. Mike, but Woodbury has not had a real big offensive play today.
Now,
And they need one. Jenkins and Giles, the receivers, split to either side. The pitch to Lewis. Lewis, boy, they closed fast on him. Worley leading the tacklers. He had help on the play from Patterson. Worley, of course, great two-way player, and he's capping his tremendous career this year.
what an interesting play, huh? They had trips to the near side, sent Lewis back in motion the other way, and then at the snap of the ball, he did a reverse pirouette. Yeah, that's probably redundant. Did a pirouette and wound up getting the pitch. Everybody had slid back that way, seeing the pitch coming and assuming it would be Lewis going in the opposite direction.
Looked like a better play than something that gained 3 yards, didn't
Yeah.
it? Second down and 7, the ball at the 47. Getting a big rush, fires it, and almost intercepted. It looked like Rivera had an opportunity for an over-the-shoulder catch. He couldn't grab onto it. Then Evans thought he should have intercepted it.
We're starting to call that guy Evans' name over and over and over again, aren't we?
Well, he certainly has had an impact in this game, both ways. Third down and 7. Woodbury has got to have a big offensive play from somebody here. It's 10:37 to play in regulation.
Well, the problem may be trying to get the big plays, huh? Maybe they need a 6-7 yard pass play.
I'm looking for Giles on this play, Mike.
One-on-one, he's got it.
They'll keep it on the ground with Rivera. Rivera has some room, and he will have the first down, I believe, into Glassboro territory at about the 42-yard line. That is a big third down pickup by Woodbury for the first down. Nice run by Rivera, and the Thundering Herd maintains possession at the 42.
How about one of those sustained drive kind of situations, huh?
Woodbury, the defending Group 1 champions, trying to pull this one out. They trail by 6.
Plenty of time.
Straight ahead. Allen with the carry, gets decent yardage to about the 38.
Now, you've watched Woodbury a number of times this year. They really were characteristically a ball control club,
Yes.
correct? And that has been the problem today. More often than not, it appears they were trying to get the big play. Maybe they got to get back to what got them here, which is 3 to 5 yards a carry.
Not real flashy offensively.
No.
Of course, money has improved tremendously with each game. And Giles has had a big season, big play situation. Pickup of about 3, second down and 7. Money, good protection this time. Looking for Giles. Completed out of bounds though. It's an incompleted pass. Jenkins caught the football, defended over there in the corner by Evans and Worley, but he was out of bounds when he caught the football.
I'll tell you what, that was about as close to offensive interference.
Yeah, he definitely pushed off, Mike.
Long passes are not working.
Another third down call. They converted the last one for a first down and a nice run by Rivera. It's a third down and 7 here. 9:51 to play. Still time for Woodbury, but they're running out of possessions. Money dropped the football, picked it up, and plows ahead for about a yard, but a misconnection on it. It looked like he was pulling the ball out before it was snapped, Mike.
Well, you know Jim Boyd as well as anybody. Going to punt here? Play field position?
I think I would. Ball at the 38. They'll have certainly at least one more possession, maybe 2.
Well, Boyd does that turn-away move, huh? Which kind of says to his club, up to you, huh? This is the time when you got to do it. Nobody coming into the ball game.
They're going to go for it on a 4th down and 6 at the 38-yard line. Again, I've got to look for Giles in one of these situations. Money getting a big rush. Retreating and throws it. And it's intercepted. Intercepted by the big guy. 299-pound Ezekiel Jenkins showing great speed and another turnover. My goodness.
I'll tell you what, decisions. Hardest thing in the world for an athlete. Got to make that split moment decision. And in that case, obviously trying to throw the ball away. There was no receiver anywhere near where he was going to throw.
Right.
And instead, Ezekiel Jenkins, 299-year program, probably 400 or 320 or so, comes up with the interception. Changes things immediately, huh?
Ball at the 30-yard line, 1st down and 10. That is 6 turnovers Woodbury has given up in this football game. Pitch to Worley. Worley, he was hit head on and stood up. That Woodbury defense, so tough. The first tackler in that play was Noon, who's had a big football game. Lost back to the 32. It'll be 2nd down for the Bulldogs.
Well, I'd take Holmes as Boyd paces now, wondering why he didn't call for the punt, huh? I'd take, right now, Terrence Holmes, putting man-on-man out there against Marcus Money, and see if Money is recovered from having made the error. Have him run a down, out, and in.
2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the 32. Evans twisting, turning, getting a yard or 2. Down to about the 29-yard line. Evans, back up to Worley, has had a very terrific football game. Picks up about 3. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
A lot of people unaware of the size of the offensive line for Glassboro. Bugard, that fine tackle, at 234, Reese at 225, Keith, the center, at 255, Holmes, the other guard, at 226, and Jenkins at 300. Don't see that at Group 1 very often.
3rd down call coming up for the Bulldogs.
There it is. Now it was open.
Wright is going to be sacked for a loss. Great penetration first by Zekman. Noon in on the tackle.
Let me tell you, Bob, Holmes was open that time. He beat Money downfield, had 7-10 yards between him and the defender, and Wright was unable to find him.
It's been a titanic defensive struggle in this football game. 4th down and 15 with 6:50 to play. And they will punt the football. They figure their defense has been doing the job all day long against Woodbury. Why not punt them deep? Panuco with the punt. They do not get it off. Let's see what, maybe delay.
Yep. Some of the fans getting on the coaches. After all, they're only, 9 3/4 against 0 losses. They're 3/4 of the way to the victory here to make them 10-0. Not a bad move. They're going to back it up a little bit, 5 yards.
Well,
that gives you room to drop it in instead of putting it in the end zone.
Doesn't hurt them at all.
No, and it also gave them an opportunity to see just how Woodbury was coming at them. So frequently, you'll take the 5-yard delay for those 2 reasons.
Giles, the deep man for Woodbury. Nuko punting for the Bulldogs. Another high snap. Ooh, look at this. Almost get it again. A good punt this time. Giles with a fair catch at the 12, but Money and Rivera in there again, and what an adventure the punting game for Glassboro has been today. We'll take time out from Glassboro High School. On the Underwood Memorial Hospital scoreboard, it's 13-7 for the host Bulldogs. Woodbury with poor field position from his own 13-yard line. Pitch to Rivera. Rivera slipping past one tackler, finally driven out of bounds by Darius Johnson. Rivera's advanced to the 22-yard line. Pick up on the play of about 8 yards. Nice run by Rivera again. He's been the leading rusher today for Woodbury, and it's 2nd down and a long 2. The clock a factor now, 6:17. Rivera did get out of bounds on the play. Money to throw. Fires it. Looking for, look, Giles almost with a circus catch. There was contact between Giles and Holmes. The Glassboro fans think that Giles pushed off on the play.
Now, there was contact. The question was, if you threw a flag, which way it would go. Fans on this side, obviously, as you point out, think Giles pushed away. He may have been making the move to the football. Could have been called on Holmes.
So it's 3rd down and 3 after the incompleted pass. Woodbury cannot relinquish the football many more times in this game, so this is a big 3rd down call right here. They're going to have to punt if they don't get it, I believe. Rivera picking his way. Rivera, great job by Rivera as he gets the 1st down for Woodbury. A terrific bit of running. The advance to the 28-yard line, so Woodbury keeps possession. 6 minutes, 1 second to play in regulation. Glassboro leading 13-7.
Well, nothing fancy has worked for them at all, has it? Yet so many yards to go. So difficult to run an 80-yard drive, which is what this would amount to, 80-plus yards if they're able to get into the end zone.
Pitch to Lewis. Lewis trying to get to the corner, but he is hauled down. And the ball's loose. Evans heading to the end zone. Touchdown Glassboro. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Holmes with a tremendous tackle knocking the ball loose. And Evans, who scored the go-ahead touchdown for Glassboro, picks it up, takes it in for his 2nd score. And just like that, it's 19-7. Mike, that is 7 turnovers Woodbury has lost in this football game. And there's Herb Nealio, the defensive coordinator for the Glassboro football team. He's got to be happy. And how about that Holmes? What a play he made.
Well, that makes it very difficult for Woodbury this season to defend that championship. It would have to be a remarkable comeback at this point.
Well, turnover is the name of the game today, no question about it, Mike. A total of 10 in the game, but 7 of them by Woodbury. And that hurts big time. Glassboro takes time out. Let's see this play again, Mike. Watch the play Holmes makes.
Everything looks like it's going to work, but it's the great speed of Holmes. Watch how quickly he closes. Look at that. He closes like 10 yards, knocks the ball loose, and a perfect bounce for Evans. You couldn't have asked for it to be delivered any better than it was, and he scampers into the end zone for what may well be the deciding score in this ball game.
Is this the kind of game that Evans has dreamed about all his career, Mike? Everything going right for him today. He's only a junior. He's going to be one of the key guys back for the Bulldogs next year. But the Glassboro defense doing the job once more. They've been terrific all season long.
Yeah, he's only a junior, huh?
Right.
Evans a junior, Wright a junior, Turns Holmes a sophomore, Gary Holmes at guard, a sophomore.
I think they might be pretty good next year, Mike.
Keith is only a junior playing at center. You got Bugard at tackle, a junior. Yeah, they should be pretty decent.
5:38 to play in regulation. Glassboro 19 and Woodbury 7, and the turnover is certainly the name of the game today, no question about that.
Yeah, turnover sending a lot of Woodbury fans home now through the end zone, just disappearing. On for 2.
Go on, Glassboro going for 2. Woodbury player late coming into the lineup, but he's okay. Wright rolling. Wright can't find a receiver. Going back against the grain to Holmes, and Holmes.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, how did he make that catch? Holmes somehow makes the catch over what appeared to be good defense, and it's 21-7. And the sophomore Holmes with another big play. And right through that ball back against his body, back against the grain, Mike.
And the question is, how did he get the throw there? Give him all kinds of credit here for composure. Great composure. Nobody open. Nobody at all. Pressure coming. Thinks he may want to run. Now look at him look back across at Holmes. Look at this. Has the presence of mind to throw it up high enough to have the catch made behind the defender's back. So you got to credit right to Holmes. That's been the ticket all season long for the Bulldogs. They do it again on that play.
It looks like the play was defended perfectly by the Woodbury defender in the end zone, but a big play by Holmes. It's 21-7 Glassboro.
Quickly it turns around, huh?
What an odd football game this has been.
It goes down to right near the end zone, a 3-yard line. Woodbury an opportunity to go with the go-ahead score. Instead, they throw the interception, and everything turns around in the opposite direction. This was a game that Woodbury was looking at a chance to at least be even or ahead by a point, huh?
Yep. Strange when Holmes kicking off. Why not? He does everything else.
Sophomore, that's frightening. 2 other teams in the Tri-County in South Jersey Group 1.
Good strong kickoff taken at the 11-yard line by McGilbury. And the return to about the 25. So Woodbury with a decidedly uphill battle now. 5:24 to play, and they trail Glassboro in its tough defense, 21-7. So the Bulldogs just that far away from moving to the South Jersey Group 1 finals and dethroning Woodbury as the Group 1 champions. But it's not over.
Who will it be? Gloucester or Florence?
I think Gloucester beats them, Mike. What do you think?
Now Florence was up 12-6 in the early going of that ball game. That was the last score we were able to get.
Money, got to put the ball in the air, but he is going to be sacked. And that quick-footed big guy is Ezekiel Jenkins, who made the big interception to set up the 3rd score. Shoots in quickly for the sack. That young man really is quick, Mike, for a 300-pounder.
Remember we saw him as a sophomore, and we wondered, will this be a player or just a huge guy in a uniform?
He's a player.
Guess what? He's a player.
Yes, he is.
Cleary wants it over with, huh? Checking the time.
There's one of the real good guys in South Jersey sports, Mike, Bob Cleary.
Yep.
Maybe we'll get a smile out of him today.
Yeah, we did at the victory over Denver.
Money. Looking for Giles. Evans with the coverage. It'll be 3rd down and long for Woodbury.
The uncharacteristic thing about this Bulldog team, I'd still say, Bob, is the size. We've seen them in years where they did that old Delaware wing tee where they would pull the guards, and they were able to do it with 140, 160-pound guards because of the deception and the movement and the trapping. But this team, all of a sudden you take a look, and we already went down the weights on that offensive line. How much time have these guys spent in the weight room? It's just phenomenal to bulk up like this.
Woodbury needs a miracle play. 3rd down and 20. Big rush and another sack. This time by Darius Johnson.
Fans on the Glassboro side now, Bob, cheering, but the tone of the voice is different. Can you tell it? It's that confident cheer now, like, why don't we just go get another score because we're going to play again next week. Well, they got Thanksgiving Saturday probably, and then the following week for a South Jersey championship.
4th down and 26. Rivera has to punt from the end zone. Good punt by Rivera. Worley takes it on the run at the 47-yard line, and Worley takes it back to about the 39. So Glassboro in great shape now. 3:53 to go. They lead it 21-7. They are in Woodbury territory, and Mike, all they got to do now is run some time off the clock.
And they should be able to do that. It's a big, important game for the Bulldogs because of what we talked about in terms of a test. The first test was coming against a club that had defeated them a year ago in the South Jersey final. A team that, except for the administrative problem at the beginning of the year, would be here with only one loss. A team that is characteristically used to being in playoff pressure. And they themselves, Glassboro, not being tested all year long. And then at halftime facing that adversity all over again, and the question of how they would respond. And, well, I think we're getting the answer. They responded quite well.
What a play by C.J. Maurer as he grabs Evans by the back of the jersey and hauls him down for a loss back to the 41. Sean Leary on the sideline.
I was just talking with the Glassboro sidelines, and they are very pleased with the play of their two cornerbacks, Kevin Evans and Terrence Patterson. So far, only one catch, 20 yards for those two wide receivers of Matt Giles and Butter Lewis, two outstanding wide receivers. The cornerbacks have done the job, and of course, 6 turnovers now for that vicious Glassboro defense.
Maurer and Zeckman combining for the tackle.
How about that? That is quite a stat, isn't it, huh?
Yes, it
All
is.
the receivers to a total of 20 yards.
So Woodbury burns a timeout with 2:59 to play and a 3rd down and 14 coming up for the Bulldogs. The Woodbury's had to overcome a lot this season, Mike. They've really played well, and a lot of credit goes to Jim Boyd and his coaching staff, and certainly the players, because the players also had some adversity to come through, Mike, and they had a great season.
Yeah, just to be able to psychologically respond when it looked like the world was closing in against them, huh? Everybody pointing their fingers and saying, nothing you can do now. You've got those 2 losses that are assigned to you, even though you won on the field, and yet they fought through and came all the way back with just that one blot on the on-field performance going against them. Now they have to face this and take a look at what it feels like to get close again, but not be able to defend. This guy doesn't have an easy game coming up either before the playoff for the championship.
Those Pioneers of Clearview?
Yeah, Dan Pitcock has done a phenomenal job over there this year. And that's another one of those very quiet and efficient jobs that were done.
Pitcock never has trouble getting up for his team up for the Glassboro game either.
Yeah.
3rd down and 14 for the Bulldogs. Right. The throw looking for Holmes. Has him open. Oh my. Holmes was wide open, but he hits Clary. Clary hangs on to this one, still on his feet and close to the first down. Holmes was open, Mike, by 10 yards. I don't know if Wright saw him.
Well, remember, they've been playing, the happy fans over here have been watching this combination all year long, but he's been playing head man on man, old Money has on Holmes, and it was a question. Anytime you did be able to make a move from him, you could probably get that distance separation between yourself and the defender. That time he got it. Quarterback Wright couldn't find it.
4th down and 1. So this is Woodbury's last opportunity here. They must make the stop or the football game's over. White keeps it, and he has the 1st down, and the Bulldogs now will just be able to run it out as the clock ticks down to 2:04. 1st down for the Bulldogs. So Glassboro about advanced to the South Jersey Group 1 final.
This will make them, Bob, 16-10 in playoff action. They won the 5 championships in Group 1, 74, 75. You probably remember the players on that team.
Oh, sure.
82, 83, and 87. But how about that combination way back when?
Yeah, Mike, we televised quite a few of those 16 wins, didn't we?
Yeah. very often. I guess it's almost been Group 1. Always will be a final down here, as we'll see. Another one delay game.
But
This was the, has it been that long since Redmond and Lockbaum?
no, they were in the 80s.
They were the 82 group, huh?
83 team, of course. Some people think that was the best
Yeah.
Glassboro team, the 83 team.
And one of the best ever in Gloucester County, not just Group 1. I didn't think Gordy was that old yet.
First down and 15, ball at the 31. Minute 36 to play. And the Bulldogs draw Woodbury offsides, apparently.
Or get the 5 yards back, huh? I think that's a rule change that I would absolutely make at every level. So we'll take a listen.
Dead ball, encroachment against the defense, replay first down.
I think you should not be able to alter that count on the part of the quarterback, but it happens everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, all kids on the perimeter of the facility are open for your ease and convenience of leaving the field this afternoon. Thank you for your cooperation.
Ball at the 25-yard line, first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Worley nearly breaks it. It's down about the 20-yard line. Money in on the tackle. Also Rivera.
Before we forget, Bob, there's some people we wanted to talk about today that did such a great job here all season long. George Escrow and Tom Valikas, the field maintenance people. This place is in great shape, isn't it? They work under the direction of Drew Soul, the buildings and grounds guy.
One of the
here.
better fields in South Jersey, Mike.
Yeah, it's so good. What
Yeah.
happens, you come out, you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
You know, some fields you go out, they're torn up, they're beat up, but all the facilities here under Superintendent Nick Micho, real fine job. Credit those guys.
1:22 to play. Second down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Well, we expected a titanic defensive struggle today, Mike, and even though there are 4 touchdowns scored, I think it's safe to say that defenses prevailed in this football game.
Well, we're going to credit the defenses with causing the turnovers, right?
Yes. Well, the Glassboro cheerleaders about ready to celebrate.
Done a lot of that this year.
Yeah. So this will be the closest, unless Glassboro scores in the last minute 22, Mike. Woodbury will get closer to beating Glassboro than any team they played this year. Deptford, of course, you mentioned them. That was a 16-point differential. This is 14, Worley. Battling for extra yards, which gives you some indication of Glassboro's dominance this season, beating the teams as handily as
424
they have.
points at this point in the season. 424 points scored and 62 against. Not bad, huh?
Well, they had 3 games in the 50s, Mike. Actually, 4 games. 54-6 over Clayton, 54-0 over Williamstown, 55-0 over Shalleck, and 57-6 over Pensgrove. So they shut out Gloucester. That's a real good Gloucester. They killed Gloucester 37-0.
Well, that was the big score on there. That and the Deptford score that would have neutralized the notion that it was a weak Tri-County Classic, which is the way you were looking when you saw those scores of those other ball games. But when they went up and handled Deptford, and I mean they handled them, we had that one right here in Channel 43, and then handled a very well coached, always Gloucester team by that 37-0 score. I mean, just. And now looking for their 10th victory.
With 9-0 coming in, 6-0 in Tri-County, of course, and this will be win number 10. Third down and 2. Couple of yards to the 15. Worley with the carry, first down. Clock running under a minute. 54 seconds to go, and I think Herb Nealio just got doused on the sidelines.
Think he minds? Think he cares?
Yeah, well, it's warm at least. It's in the low 60s today. What a gorgeous day in late November for a high school football game. 40 seconds to go, clock running. And they'll just kneel down. Woodbury cannot stop the clock. So Glassboro High School is about to go 10-0. They are about to dethrone Woodbury as the NJSIAA Group 1 champions in South Jersey, and they're about to make the finals themselves. And the defense has a lot to do with it. Bob Perry congratulating the officials.
Don't see that often, but I'll tell you what, they did a good job today, didn't they?
No, not very many penalties.
Yeah.
Despite all the mistakes in the game, Mike, there were basically no penalties. That'll do it. Final score from Glassboro High School. The Bulldogs 21, the Thundering Herd of Woodbury 7. Glassboro moves to the Group 1 finals. We'll be back with a wrap-up after this.